About 5 years ago, in a little dark room, we put forward the belief that recruitment marketing could be more data-driven. Our founder was one of the builders of the SEO strategy for Indeed.com in the US market. And for a marketer like himself, he said, I have tons of tools and information and automation and options for my Google AdWords campaigns, but I can't make the PPC, the Indeeds, the Adzunas of the world work like I can AdWords. And this birthed the idea of Recruitics. We were founded in the US market 5 years ago as the PPC innovation began to hit the market in the US. We've come to market in the UK almost 2.5 years ago, as we've seen players like Indeed, Adzuna, JobRapido, et cetera, start to build a presence in this market. And what I want to show you today is give you a live demo, fingers crossed, of our Recruitics Analytics product. And the belief behind this is getting the data at the job level, all of the currency that we operate in as we fulfill the needs of our hiring managers is the job. So we've built a platform that helps get that data into the hands of recruiters. So at the forefront of our platform, you see our dashboard to give you a little bit of an insight of what's happening month to date and how that compares to the prior month. So you see we track the 3 key metrics on the front end of job advertising: applies, job visits, and conversion rate. You can see we're doing pretty good in this demo account, 26% up month over month on applies, visits, and even our conversion rate has improved. And there's lots of information you can dig into to understand what's happening. We've built this platform on the model that there's a lot of organic traffic. I heard in one of the other presentations, a high percentage of organic traffic happening, but where is that traffic driving to as it relates to your jobs? And so you can look at just your paid traffic, just your organic, or a combination of the two. And our 3 calls to action here point you to what our customers wanted to know the best as we began testing this product. What sources are performing best to drive applications and completed applications to my career site, and which jobs are being most effective as it relates to where I'm spending my money, where I'm advertising jobs. And so before I jump to our source overview, I'll show you that we have what is now a real-time dashboard, where in this case we can see actually today's data. So far we've already seen 99 job visits happen, and we can see which jobs those are impacting. But let me jump back to the most asked question, which is, which sources should I spend money on? The question of, I've got Indeed and Adzuna and JobRapido and others that are asking for budget, and they all have candidates, but how can I spend and track in a smart way? Well, here you can see our 4 sources of traffic here, of paid traffic. We've narrowed it down to paid. And now you can get a sense of how do these sources compare to one another. We've built the metrics, again, thinking about it like marketing, thinking about our jobs being our keywords or our advertising that's out on these job sites. We've introduced 2 metrics of visits per job and applies per job to help compare at an overall perspective, how is a source comparing as my jobs are put out and money is spent on them at that particular source. You can start to see the variations to completed application in conversion rate from 11% all the way down to 6%. But at the highest level, there's only so much you can garner from that. So then we take it a bit deeper and we dive into Indeed. Now we're looking at paid Indeed traffic, and we're now answering the question, what is Indeed giving me? Well, Indeed has impacted or provided traffic to 188 jobs. The visualization you've got here is a total. You can see the very normal trend of Monday through Sunday, the peaks and valleys. But then you can also answer the question, what are those top 10 jobs that are, 1, that I'm spending money on, two that are actually generating applications. And at the bottom of the page, you can now see what the actual job level detail is. So here we can see an administrative assistant data entry has driven 117 paid job visits and generated 15 applies. This is where you can start to be informed around what's normal for one of your admin assistant jobs or a warehouse job. Then you look at markets and start to understand what's happening there. So then we'll take one step deeper. Now we've scrapped the source and we've gone to the job. So now we've said in this example, this administrative assistant data entry is very important to my strategy. Probably not true in most cases as it relates to the volume of traffic we see on jobs like this. But for this example, we'll say this is a very important job. And now we can really answer that question that our customers want to know is, what sources are providing traffic for this particular job? Again, it defaults to the total view, so you can see the ebbs and flows of this particular job. And then you can see, again, the sources that are providing traffic to this admin job and start to really draw some conclusions on effectiveness and where you should point your budget. The raw data, again, indicates what's actually happening at the source level for this job. And one of the larger groups that you saw on the larger calls to action on the front dashboard is our job groups. And this is a key area that you can indicate which types of jobs, which locations, or even by performance metrics, which jobs you'd like to segment together and then understand the performance of those. So in this case, we've got a few examples. Here's our warehouse jobs that we've grouped simply by the keyword in the title. We'll edit this so you can see a quick view of this, but you can pivot by anything that we can see on your XML feed of jobs that we can scrape from your website, or any of the performance metrics. So obviously description, any words in the description, title, etc., but also the age of the job, the total applies for that job, the visits, or even conversion rate. So what customers have seen with this function is the ability to group into hiring areas. And all of the data that you see here is exportable into a CSV. And so we see lots of customers that use this data to put into a visualization software that maybe is the standard for their organization. But every screen that I've shown you has a download button to get to the raw data. So what can you then do with this data? What's the reason that we've put together this platform? Well, the reason is we want to give you confidence to buy sponsored jobs, to spend time and money investing into sponsoring your jobs on sites like Indeed, Adzuna, etc. And we want to give you the accountability, or give the vendors the accountability to deliver what their ultimate value proposition is to you. The problem of, I need more candidates. And I'll show you quickly how we turn those job groups into ad groups. So we built our platform on a similar foundation of campaigns, ad groups, and ads, like a Google AdWords type of setup, to campaigns, job groups, and jobs. And so here you can see a campaign, and we'll just call this warehouse to keep the example going. We'll set a CPA target of $10, and we'll start this campaign today, and we just want to run this for the next couple of weeks to see if we can generate some interest. We'll cap this budget at just $500. We've got the US symbol in here, but this is operates in pounds as well as euros. And we want to say, we want to spend $500, but if we can get to applies with less than that, if we can get to 100 applies across these jobs, let's also stop the campaign at 100 applies. And quickly, the job group that you saw earlier, we can add the metric of less than 15 apps. So I've got our low app warehouse jobs here, and we can quickly send these jobs out with a click of a button to the vendors that you're already currently using to sponsor these two. We save the campaign. These jobs, as you can see indicated here, have been populated, sent out to the vendors that you're currently integrated with, and you're ready to sponsor those with analytics that will tell you what is successful and which jobs are providing the most value. So this is our thesis, that recruitment marketing, the front end of getting candidates into your career site, your ATS, your CRM, as has been the theme so far for this morning. We think it can be a more data-driven solution. And to that end, we've launched Recruitics Analytics for absolutely no cost. This is a free, fully featured product. What I've demoed for you today is completely free because we want to see recruiters empowered with data to make better recruitment marketing decisions. Thanks. Yeah.
Can you show us how to get the jobs in? You mentioned XML feeds, etc., and stuff like that. So I just want to know how easy it is for probably a non-super literate kind of user to get this sort of product on the go.
Yeah, sure. So I won't show it to you because it's easier than that. You just simply tell us what your career site is, and we do the rest.
Really? So we send you a URL, and then boom, it's there. And we
That's right.
Log into the dashboard.
Yep. As soon as you sign up, you get a login, and you see the two things that are required. One is a tracking code that hops right on your career site or your ATS. We're integrated with tons of those. And then you just tell us where to go pick up jobs, and we go grab those for you.
Fantastic. Sounds like we should get on it.
Great.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Thanks.